Wow, they're coming to the line. There's Gillim making his starting spot, and Cory Alexander. Cory Alexander must be looking for a little bit of revenge here, Scott.
Oh, yeah, you know, he's lucky that they've regretted due to lap time, because in the early part of the race he was able to get a good lap time, although he fell off, didn't put him at the back of the pack in finishing order. So for him, he looks like he's having a bit of an issue down there. On the officials are checking his bike out right now.
Yeah, they are. They're looking at something. He's looking for help from the team. You know what, Scott? You're right. If this had been started, the teams kind of chose how to start race number 2. The original plan, they're going to pull him off the racetrack here real quick. Ooh, not good.
Boy, his day just went from bad to worse.
It sure did. They may be parking him. There's the 621. As they get him off the racetrack. Didn't mean to get him in the sand trap. They're trying to keep him on the grass so that he can move on when he needs to. But a couple of bikes have problems. That is really a big deal for Cory Alexander, who came into this race the point leader, not going to go out in the same way. It appears we are ready to start our SuperSport race. Are you ready? Here we go, fans' choice. SuperSport, race number 2. Impressive start by Wyatt Ferris from the second row. Oh, tough break. I'm looking down here at Cory Alexander. Scotty came in here with such a tied up for the race, for the point lead, and my goodness, his weekend has gone the worst possible way.
Oh, it sure has. He's got to be gutted over there, watching his championship hopes maybe going down the drain right now. And Dustin Dominguez picking up right where he left off, with Hayden Gillim running in that second spot. This could be a carbon copy of what we saw earlier today.
I'm anxious to see where Ferris is. Oh, there he is. He's back in the 4th spot. He was on row number 2, but it looked like he got a very, very good start. That may be Blevins in 3rd right now.
Everybody looks like they're cleanly through the first several sections of corners, making their way down that back chute.
You know what? He got it all, Blevins did, out of that Kawasaki. His best lap put him up in the 4th starting spot. And the next Kawasaki was way back in the 22nd starting spot, and that was Oliver Gooden. So no doubt Conor's having a good go this weekend here at Mid-O.
Well, he's got a good shot right now running 3rd. They'll see if he can do anything with these leaders. Wyatt's already dropping back a little bit. Caleb DeCarroll running in the 5th spot. Remember, he had a 10-second penalty in that race 1, so I watched him that time. He took off the line very nice and easy, so he didn't jump the start this time.
You got to wonder about Hayden Gillim. Rick Matheny's a pretty smart guy. He knows what his rider needs. Number 69, Hayden Gillim, right now running 2nd. Hayden finished 2nd in race number 1. Wonder if they found anything here. Hayden's right with your leader.
Well, they had a chance to tune that Suzuki up a little bit. And now let's see if he can do anything with his Yamaha of Dustin Dominguez, because, man, he's on a mission this weekend.
Again, as you said, there's Caleb DeCarroll back in the 5th spot. You know what? Caleb is going to have a great 2015, no doubt, because this has been a real learning year for him. He's come a long, long way.
Yeah, he's a good kid, and maybe there's somebody out there that's noticing the hard work that they're putting in and the great rides that he's been able to put in over the last several rounds here, and maybe give him a shot on something.
Perhaps, as Cory Alexander will make that long walk back to his hot pit lane. Heartbreaker, that's all you could say for Cory Alexander. That's another great, great young man that's certainly had a tragedy weekend. And offline right there was somebody, but able to get it reeled back there in that 6th or 7th spot. It's an 11-lap race that we have before us right now.
Conor Blevins is really doing a great job right now, Barry, as he comes across the line in that 3rd spot again. The 2 guys out front have gapped him just a little bit, but if he keeps it clean, he can really maybe stay in contention with these 2 guys. These 2 guys are going to really start to pick up the pace as this race goes on, though.
It's almost impossible that we've only had 2 laps completed here. There's been so many things occur here in the early going of this one. All right, we're going to throw it down trackside to Danielle. She's got one of the riders that had a problem at the start. Danielle.
Thank you. I'm with number 5, Cory Alexander with a weekend you'd like to forget. Cory, can you tell us what happened just moments before the race start?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I came up to the line and something was going on with my front brakes, and some fluid was coming out. So, you know, just a tough weekend for us. The Celtic Racing team has worked really hard, and I have to thank all my guys for, you know, the mistake in the first race of the day, and we were trying to make up for it, and just couldn't get it done this afternoon. So.
Thanks, Danielle. Man, you know what? He handled that well. I mean, no doubt about it. Somebody on the team, something happened, something broke, something went wrong, and no fault of his own. He is out of it here today in race number 2.
You never know, that little crash in race 1 could have damaged something that they may have missed, and obviously there was an issue, and he couldn't go on with it. But the race goes on nevertheless, and it's a heating up at the front with
Dominguez
leading it and
continuing to lead, but wow, Hayden Gillim is riding his heart out right here. He is right there still. He is not wanting to let Dominguez get away from it, but yet he has been, just like in race number 1, you know what? Dominguez has really had the measure of the field here today.
He really has. That Yamaha is really running good, and he's riding it so well. Hayden really able to make up some time in some of the tighter sections, but when they open it up on the straightaways, that Yamaha just seems like it's got a little bit more on the leg side, and that allows him that breathing room, and we'll see that right now as they go down that back straightaway. Downhill, what kind of kink right here. This is turn 5, and it's not much in it, but just a little bit of speed makes a big difference on a racetrack like this. And Hayden Gillim trying everything. And Conor Blevins, look at him. He's still in the camera shot with these leaders.
And he's got that Kawasaki going well. There are very few Kawasaki's in the field, probably a handful of 5 or 6 of them. And Conor's Kawasaki doing a great job is that machine. So there's a good look at number 68, Dustin Dominguez.
And they're dropping off the 3rd place finisher in race 1, Wyatt Ferris. Not able to hold pace with these riders.
Three riders have received 10-second penalties. It's not going to affect any of our absolute front runners right now, but Joe Roberts, number 3, has jumped, or excuse me, Cody Wyman, number 3. You did that a week or 2 ago. Harv's Harley Davidson backed Cody Wyman. Number 3 was penalized 10 seconds for anticipating the start. Number 109 as well. And number 888, all 3 of those riders are going to incur a 10-second penalty. That's Max Flinders and Ian Tetrick. So we go back to the front of the class, and number 68, Dustin Dominguez. He's been at the front of the class in the field in race 1, and perhaps in race 2 is going to do the same exact thing. This is kind of a sprint race for these guys, really, 11 laps.
Oh, yeah, it's all out right now. For the front 2 guys, they're really having at it. There's a lot of good battles, as you can see, all through the pack. It's a stacked class. This is the fullest grid that we have in the AMA Pro Racing circuit. It's always a lot of people show up to run this SuperSport class.
I believe that was a look at number 804, Patricia Fernandez, on the ADR Motorsports Fly Racing machine. Very exciting young lady. We saw Nick McFadden right there, number 16. Another Owensboro, Kentucky rider and teammate of Hayden Gillim over at the TOBC area. When they get back to the stripe, it's going to be half distance in this 11-lap Saturday night shootout. That's kind of what it reminds me of. 11-lap sprint race. We're coming to halfway next time by. Man, those 600s are just screaming around this racetrack. Love the sound of those machines. As we go back to the front, there's Dustin Dominguez and Hayden Gillim. Hayden Gillim is still there, right?
He's not letting him get away in this one, I'll tell you. They tuned that Suzuki up. Him and Rick Matheny have figured out something right now, and they're just shadowing Dustin Dominguez on that Yamaha. And now we're going to start getting into some lap traffic early on in this race as he moves right out of the way nicely. That opens the door for these two guys to come on through and continue their battle for the win.
Well, Hayden Gillim, he's pretty tenacious. You know, when he gets in this situation, if there's anybody that can get 100% out of a motorcycle, it is Hayden. But he's going to have to get a little more than 100 out of this one, the way Dominguez is riding that machine today, because Dustin's HSBK Racing Yamaha is really, really performing well. And it could be that Dominguez is going to sweep this thing here today. Hayden really would like to break that party up, though. I could see that.
Yeah, these two guys are running in the 130 mid to low range, and Conor Blevins in third spot, running 131.1 that last lap, and now he's not even in the camera shot. Doesn't take long, does it, Barry?
No, you know what?
Fall out of contention when you drop half a second or more. That's what it looks like right there.
Yes, and you don't have to go but too many spots past the ones you mentioned until you get into the 133s. No doubt about it. These two are setting a blistering pace today at Mid-Ohio, and Hayden Gillim has caught our race leader. He's there.
Yeah, there's going to be some fireworks in this one, I guarantee you, before it's over. And Hayden Gillim, it'll be a decision on his part where he makes that move and how long he's going to wait to try to make that happen.
Well, this is certainly not going to, it's not going to take long for him to decide, or us to find out the results of his decision, and particularly because we are getting down to it here. And you're right, Steve Nace, there are a lot of dirt track riders doing well in this race. Steve Nace, one of the great promoters in America, watching our coverage here today. And you're right, sir. You got Dominguez, he could do it on dirt. You've got the 69 of Hayden Gillim, Wyatt Ferris, Conor Blevins. A lot of these young men. Frankie Gillim running back in the 9th spot. Cody Wyman 10th. Nick McFadden 11th. I'll go with you on that, Steve. No doubt about it. The race up front right now involves the 68 of Dominguez and the 69 of Hayden Gillim. They're numerically in order. They were really, Hayden's got the point lead right now, so he's got a little bit of an advantage there. A lapper got between them and cost a little bit of track position for Hayden. He'll slip back about 4 or 5 bike lengths, and laps are getting short, Scott. Now what he's got to do is be perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, he can't let that happen again, but sometimes it's out of your control, lappers, and they got to really pay attention to these blue flags. It's hard. A lot of these guys have their head down a lot of times, and they don't see those flags, but nevertheless, he didn't lose too much ground. He's definitely got that Suzuki working well. You see it protesting a little bit as he goes from right to left on the front straightaway, but he'll make that back up.
What a great eye you have. What an honor it is to have you on this broadcast. We and all these fans out here listening say thank you. Thank you for making the effort to be here this weekend, buddy. I know I said it earlier, but I can't say it enough. We all appreciate you kind of work, playing hurt, riding hurt, and coming on up. We appreciate it. Hayden's back in contention now. He has caught Dominguez.
Getting off that keyhole's key in this track, and then down that back straightaway, and let's just see what the Suzuki's got. He's running good. He's staying in the draft right now. If he's a little bit closer, Barry, that's all he needs to be, is a little bit closer off that keyhole in the next lap or so. He'll make a move on him.
Well, when they get back to the line, the Cortec live timing is going to show 2 laps remaining here in SuperSport for the Buckeye SuperBike Weekend here in SuperSport. I'm telling you, we could be down to one of the best 2-rider duels. I'm reminded of the Cam Beaubier-Josh Hayes battle that we saw in Superbike here today. And this is equally as paramount for these 2 riders, equally as important for the outcome and the results. Keep in mind, Dustin Dominguez was 3rd in points coming in here this weekend. And he won at Barber in race number 2. Dustin's the real deal.
He's looking to really build on that points situation. He wants to come out of here with 2 wins and get the maximum points. He definitely does not want Hayden to get by him, and so he's going to make that Yamaha as wide as he possibly can, Barry, in these last couple of laps that we're dealing with now.
Okay, I think you called it beautifully. The key is going to be he's going to have to be within striking distance. I mean, right now, 3 bike lengths is way too much with a guy like Dominguez on a bike like he has here this weekend.
It's going to be difficult. They're so evenly matched. And, and that right there cost Hayden big time as he tries to get on the gas early on the Suzuki, and that's what happens. The rear tire just broke traction a little bit. He did a great job to catch it right there, and he'll have to really leave it late on the brake to try to make up that time he lost right there.
Wow, and he's kind of going to run out of time in which to do what it is he came here to do, and that is to win race number 2, because when they get back to the line, by my calculations, they will see a white flag the next time by. Fairly sure that my lap count is correct. Of course, everything I say is unofficial. Dustin Dominguez will head out over the hillside. He's got a nice lead right now on Hayden Gillim. Hayden has been unable to close the distance that he lost. As Scott Russell called it, a little bit of wheel spin, picking that throttle up. He's good right there under braking heading into the corner. Goes a little wide. That may have been his choice. He might have been trying to line him up for the S's here. And the white flag is in the air. One more lap. Dustin Dominguez needs to hang on for one more tour around Mid-Ohio in order to do the double.
Well, he's got through turn 1 clean. That's one corner. You take it each corner by corner at this time in the race and the last lap, and you know you're the man leading it, setting the pace. When you know one of your biggest competitors is breathing down your neck, and you know I can't make one little mistake or I could lose this thing. And
it's got to help him a little bit mentally that he was in this same situation in race number 1 this morning, was able to hold off Hayden Gillim one time. And he said, all I got to do is do it one more time and I will sweep the Buckeye SuperBike Weekend here at Mid-Ohio. Hayden taking a real wide line going in, trying to square him up, and he does close up a good deal.
Well, what happened was Dominguez ran a real low line trying to run defense. He didn't know that Hayden wasn't right there because he did not look over his shoulders. They come off the keyhole, which I like. Keep the focus in front of you. Stay focused. But now that's allowed Hayden to really kind of close up by him running a little bit too defensive when he really didn't need to.
Situational awareness is what you call that. I would think he's still trying to do it, but Hayden's there now.
Oh, he's right there. And I tell you something.
Under braking, they get together. What a save. Dirt track skills right there. If Hayden can keep it up, he still may finish in the 2 spot. Did you see that leg come out?
Yeah.
All that body English.
He did all he could do right there. He made a run at it, but Dustin Dominguez gets that win again.
Checkered flag for the 68 of Dustin Dominguez as the HSBK Racing Team rider has done it. Here's a good battle with DeCarroll as he'll cross the stripe. Goodness gracious, you know what? I don't mind losing one like that, do you?
No, that's okay. But looking back, Caleb DeCarroll did a great job of working over Wyatt Ferris, the 3rd place finisher from race 1, and getting that 4th spot. But man, Conor Blevins, look at him. He's celebrating with these 2 guys right here and going, wow, I just rode the race of my life.
Hayden's going to act like he's happy, but he's not going to be happy. Really, actually, that was a great piece of riding by both those guys because, as you well know, when you go on the low side into a guy and you get together like that, it's a high side recipe for disaster for the guy in the back especially.
Really can be, and they both did a good job of keeping it together, and Hayden especially after he had to go grass tracking for a minute, he kept it together and still bringing home 2nd. So, hey, give him an A for effort on that one.
Wow, impressive. You know, recently heard, yes, Steve, I agree with you. That was a wow. Dustin was recently on Pit Pass Radio with Chris Bishop, and one of the things that came up in that conversation was he is in such a good place right now with his personal life, his family life, and he's happy with his home life and his family, and he's just living his life. And you know what? That means a lot. You know, when you can put that helmet on and go out there and do business knowing that all your life is pretty well in balance, it really makes a win like this feel really good, I would think, too.
Oh, yeah, and it shows right there in the way he rode this weekend. He gets to fly that American flag halfway around the track again and come talk to us in winter circle, and he'll be a happy camper, this guy.
Man, why wouldn't he be? He just beat some of the best SuperSport riders in the nation right there. What a great show for Dustin Dominguez. My goodness. We are so fortunate, Scott Russell, to get to sit up here in this booth and watch all of this action. I tell you what, we're very, very lucky. Let's look a little deeper in our finishing order. Obvious congratulations to the HSBK racing team. That Yamaha R6 performed flawless all weekend, and the Norman, Oklahoma rider Dustin Dominguez has done the double here and swept both SuperSport races on the Barber SuperBike Weekend presented by Dunlop. Congratulations go to Hayden Gillim for two things. Number 69 on the TOBC racing team. Congratulations first for the amazing save after he ran it in too deep, got together with Dominguez, and didn't knock either one of them down, and went on to complete the corner and in the grass and finish in the 2 spot. I have to say hats off to the Excel Racing team as well. Conor Blevins, number 33, had a great weekend, and Caleb DeCarroll, who finally, on the final corner of the final lap, was able to work his way around Wyatt Ferris and take a 4th spot home this afternoon. He and Doug will be very, very happy with that. Well, we're going to get set to go and throw it down to Danielle here in just a moment, who has absolutely been killing it here today here at Mid-Ohio. What a great job by Christy Lee yesterday, and a fabulous job today by Danielle. Danielle, we're going to throw it down there and let you get in the middle of all this great action.
Ready with 3rd place finish. I'm going to catch up with the number 33, Conor Blevins, for his first AMA Pro finish. Congratulations on a podium. You fought your own battle out there. You were kind of the Lone Ranger. You had a nice big gap between you and 4th. Congratulations on your first podium in pro racing.
It was a really great race. I actually thought I'd be able to keep up with those guys, but constantly made mistakes. But held on to 3rd, and I'm really excited, actually. First podium, so I'm glad I did it. Thanks.
Congratulations, number 33, Conor Blevins. He ran a great race. We're going to catch up with the number 69 of Hayden Gillim. Hayden, congratulations on another 2nd place finish here this weekend. Even with the lappers, you managed to hold on to Dustin. You tried to put a move on him right there at the end. You did a little bit of flat tracking, pulled out 2nd place nonetheless. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks a lot. The bike got a little bit better, still having some issues with grip, and I feel like I had a little bit on him, but coming out of the keyhole the next to last lap, I almost high-sided. He got probably a good 2nd on me, but that last lap I put my head down, pushed as hard as I could, and he made a little mistake out of coming into Thunder Alley, and I was right up next to him, and then we kind of got into each other, and I felt like I could have made the pass, but I didn't even want to risk taking us both out. So glad that we had such a good race. Glad we could give the fans that watching such a good race to watch. And I wish we could have got the win, but we're going to New Jersey with knowing that we had the win here, but just kind of lost it there at the end. So looking forward to it. Still got the points lead, and it'll be fun.
There you have it, number 69, Hayden Gillim. We're going to catch up with 1st place here today, Dustin Dominguez. Dustin, congratulations on another win here at Mid-Ohio. You got the American flag here flying high. Congratulations, 1st place.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks to all the troops for giving us the freedom to race motorcycles and watch motorcycles, And, man, the team has just been awesome all weekend, and haven't made one mistake. I mean, they just put together a really good bike for me and made my job easy, and I ran a good race, got a good start, and the last lap I made a little mistake and ran wide back there in Thunder Alley, but recovered, and then Hayden was trying to put it on me, and but that was good, safe racing, and it was fun. I just can't thank Houston Superbikes enough, and all our sponsors, DNA, Crap Eyewear, Concept 5, Litech, GB Racing, Yamaha. I mean, just everybody that puts forth effort to help me go win races. I just really appreciate it, and definitely thanks to you guys, and thanks to my beautiful wife, as always, and see you guys in New Jersey.
There you have it, guys. Your top 3 finishers in SuperSport here today. All the races are in the books. Thanks.